I had to have a training on how to survive attics, because if it's 100 degrees out, that attic could be 160 degrees. You go up there and you just start pouring sweat, plus your brain goes into like survival mode or shuts off.
Hi, welcome back to How Much Can I Make? I'm your host, Mirav Ozeri. Picture this. In the middle of the summer, the heat is relentless, and of course, that's when my AC decides to quit. Total meltdown. So I call for service, and in walks Carl Fagerstrom. Not only did he get my system working again, but the way he solved the problem was so smart and creative that I thought, okay, this guy's gotta be on my podcast. So today we're diving into what it's really like to be an HVAC pro with Carl himself. Carl, thank you so much for doing it.
Happy to be here.
So let's start with, did you always know you want to get into HVAC?
No, I really didn't. Actually, the reason why I got into HVAC was because I didn't get into the aviation program.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I wanted to be a pilot, but I signed up too late, so the class was already full. I was like, well, my mom really was pushing for me to go to the BOCES VOTEC program because, I don't know, she probably saw something in me that I'm probably better off working with my hands.
What's BOCES? The trade school?
Yeah, the trade school in high school. Mm-hmm.
I want to know all about the trade school. It's really, really hot topic right now.
Yeah.
Would you recommend for people to go to trade school?
Absolutely. A lot of those jobs are hard to replace you, especially with all the AI stuff going on right now. They're not coming for our jobs, that's for sure.
How did you decide on studying HVAC?
My cousin was already in the program. He was a grade above me, so I was like, oh, cool, I'll go hang out with my cousin and get to learn about air conditioners. I was like, I had no idea if this was ever going to be what I really wanted to do. But then, you know, they pull out blow torches and you're like bending metal and doing all this stuff that I was like, I'm in school right now and I'm getting to play with a blowtorch. You've got my attention now. And it was also cool because you're opened up to other schools.
What do you mean?
And all the neighboring schools all go to the same class. So you get to meet new people.
How many years was the program?
2 years. I did it both years. I took the afternoon class. So I would spend each morning at school doing normal high school stuff. And then you would go to lunch and then you would get on a bus and go over to Port Ewan and get to learn about HVAC. And it was cool. You also, like, once a week, they would let you, for $1, get your hair cut by the Cosmo girls. I was getting some of the best haircuts of my life at the time.
That was part of the trade school?
Yeah, so that they could work on actual clients. It was good for them too, to get that experience.
Absolutely, I didn't know. That's very smart.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So when you enrolled, did you know you're going to go to HVAC or you thought about something else?
Well, I mean, the other options were like nursing or culinary, and I don't resonate with that very much. So I didn't want to work on cars because I know my uncle did it and it didn't look like the lifestyle that I would have wanted. And the HVAC guy just seemed pretty laid back and chill. And I'm pretty sure he was the one who told me, he's like, the smarter you are, the less work you'll have to do. And I thought I was pretty smart. And I was like, but if I stay with this, I would love to not be doing back-breaking work for the rest of my life. Because I got other interests and stuff that I want to do, and I want to
you're a musician.
not
I know
ruin
that.
my body. Yes, I love playing music. That's been a big part of my life for the past decade.
Why did you choose trade school versus college?
Oh, I actually went to college also for HVAC. Hudson Valley Community College was rated the #1 HVAC school at the time. Plus, at that point, I was like pretty invested in HVAC. Like, I had started buying my own tools. They're telling me, hey, everybody, everywhere wants to be hotter or colder. I was like, oh, I could take this and go anywhere. So that was very appealing to me.
How did you get your first job out of school?
So out of college, my #1 priority was place to live. So I had heard from a friend of a friend that if I got a job working at this establishment nearby, that they have housing. This certain job there would have your best chance of getting a dorm room on their property. But that's what I did. So I started washing dishes with the idea that, okay, they have a maintenance department on staff here. I'm just going to start like trying to rub elbows with those guys, let them know like, hey, I'm your guy. Like, I've been going to school for HVAC for like 4 years. I don't really have the work experience at all, but I have book smarts for right now. And I was pretty much poo-pooed away. Like, we don't think you're gonna handle what we have to deal with here. And long story short, they were so right. I did eventually land into their maintenance department, where I did start to talk to their HVAC guy on site. And I was, able to ask him more involved questions. And every now and then they would be like, oh, you're going to be our guy to go help him out. If I was by myself, I would have not had a clue of what I was doing. Yeah, this was industrial state. Like, you have residential, which is homes, commercial, which is larger buildings. Then these would be considered industrial sized equipment.
You were not trained for that in school?
I have the certification, but when you're looking at it and it's right in your face and you have 16 compressors for one unit, it's massive, and it's pumping glycol instead of refrigerant for every room and all of the other rooms connected to it. It was very daunting. How I really got out of there was really funny. I was the only one trusted with the company vehicle at the time off property because our parts guy was on vacation, and they were like, Carl, run down to New Paltz and go buy this from Yawn Supply. But while I was there, this guy came in and everybody behind the desk was like, oh, hey, so good to see you. And he was just like the man. He was a local owner for a company. Okay. And it was so funny. He's like talking to the other guy while I'm talking to the woman over here, and he's like way too loud. If you hear of any young guys trying to get their feet wet in the HVAC business, have them take my card. And I just like look over at him. I was like, let me get one of those.
And so you ended up with him?
I did. Watching and learning was very important, and doing it wrong a few times will definitely teach you the most. I have learned the hard way so many times. It's important though for this field, because you learn from your mistakes and you learn not to ever do that again.
Right. Do you feel that the school prepared you well for the market?
Yeah, definitely more than if I didn't, for sure. They taught me a lot, and even like life things to apply to this. One, Mr. Smith, I'm sorry if you're listening. I didn't listen to you when it came to the music stuff. He was always like, there's always going to be time to play music later, guys. Look at me. I'm 45. I still play with my band, but do the HVAC stuff first. Get all of that done. That way, you get to this level where you won't need other people to help you, and then go be a musician. Like, it'll be there for you. And I was like, cool idea, but these guys asked me to be in their band, and I think I'm going to do it.
So now you work with A-Team, a company that I used a lot, and you repaired brilliantly a few things for me. Do you like being at A-Team?
Ever since I got here, my level of expertise has skyrocketed.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of being forced to adapt with all of the different kinds of things that I am seeing.
You changed water heaters for me, things
did.
that are not HVAC. So did they teach you plumbing also in school? Or?
So that's why they call HVAC the king of the trades, because to know HVAC entirely, you do have to be an electrician. You do have to be a plumber. And yeah, you have to know all the HVAC things too. And probably a little bit of carpentry every now and then, especially when it comes to measuring and, measure twice, cut once. That definitely applies to us as well.
How did the industry change since you started to now?
Everything has a control board in it nowadays, and they're really pushing, especially in our state, to get away from fossil fuels. So that means only electric units. They're, I think, even say saying that you can't install like oil units anymore.
Really?
On new construction, I believe is the stipulation there. Yeah, it's tough because gas and oil, when they have something that's wrong with them, they're pretty easy at letting you know what it is because there's the sequence of operation.
Okay.
With the electrical stuff and more of the control board stuff coming out, I just would need probably a little more training on the intricacies of what's going on with the control boards. Some of them have 3 control boards in them now. A lot of the time I do end up resorting to calling tech support, which truthfully, your phone is your number one tool.
Talking about tools, do you have to get new tools as new things come up?
All the time, and they are not cheap. A lot of people do not realize this. I do this fun thing sometimes. I'm like, how much do you think this tool is? It's a Schrader core removal tool. Its only job is to pull out this tiny little thing right here. They're like, I don't know, $20? $110 for this little piece of brass.
Do you have to buy your tools or the
all your hand tools, your refrigeration gauges, and then the boss will supply some of the more extravagant tools. Like if you get Pro Presses, those Pro Press tools are like $4,000 sometimes. So a lot of people do not realize how much money we have to invest in ourselves for this job. They obviously see the end product. They're like, you were here for half an hour. Why am I spending $800? I'm like, unfortunately, just be happy that it only took you 30 minutes to get your air conditioning back. I'm sorry it cost so much, but
so your tools are your tools. If you move to either another job or start your own business, by the way, are you dreaming of starting your own business?
I like where I am right now because every now and then I'll do stuff on my own for my friends or their families. That's good enough for me right now.
It's like a side hustle.
Exactly. It's nice when you see just like all that money goes right to you and there's no anything in between. But I know that the jobs are so few and far between for me. I'm focusing more on music and stuff like that right now because it's so much fun.
What's your favorite thing to repair or the job that they will send you on?
Personally love working on air conditioning because one, it's usually the cleaner of all of the things in HVAC. Like I'm not crawling around or getting soot or anything like that on me. Plus I got this nice red button up that I like to keep clean. I hate doing laundry, so HVAC AC repairs are usually my favorite.
What's the toughest part of your job?
Crawling around in attics and crawl spaces. You know, winter, when somebody's furnace is underneath their house, it's freezing, cold, wet, plus the spider webs. Like, nobody goes and hangs out down there. And then attics. Like, I had to have a training on how to survive attics because most people don't have, you know, the attic fans, or if they do, they're probably broken. You know, if it's 100 degrees out, that attic could be 160 degrees. You go up there and you just start pouring sweat, which is another issue because if you're all wet, you're conductive, even extra. And you know, I'm like touching electrical components, like trying to not sweat on things and get them wet. Plus, your brain just goes into like survival mode or shuts off. I've had to evacuate and go outside and just like, if the customer comes out, it's like, hey, the option is I stay up there and possibly have heat stroke, or I have to spend a couple minutes going down. I think the rule is like you're only allowed to spend 5 to 10 minutes up there if it's that hot before they want you to get out, get a drink. Yeah. And you know, if the attic's 120 degrees, like they're like no more than 30 minutes. And
wow.
I know.
So the physical challenge is the big challenge.
Yeah.
What about the reward?
The reward, seeing a customer that was like, I love you.
Me. That was me.
Exactly. You brought me my heat or my air conditioning. Like that's the best part for me. The worst part is probably telling them how much it's about to cost, or I already got that out of the way, but they're still usually like, oh man.
Yeah, I did tell you, I love you because I know. So what tips can you give us to avoid those charges?
Check your air filters. Clean your air filters.
That is really important.
It's literally the first line of defense for your HVAC system. If you do nothing, at least do that.
Really?
Dirt, 90% of my problems. Just keeping the things clean is how you get those 18, 20-year-old systems, and they still work like they're less than 5 years old. That's why we're huge on selling like indoor air quality and like the upgraded filters, because the better the filter, the better your unit. And you know, if you use like cheaper filters, there's nothing really wrong with that, but whatever gets by, I mean, that's getting thrown into your airspace, which means your lungs are now your filters.
Oh.
Like that's how it works. If you're not pulling the dirt and dust and pollen and debris and allergens get stuck on the filter, they get on your blower wheel, and then they just get thrown into your space. That's also why we like the UV lights that we install. You know, it kills...
For water system?
We make them for air too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why do you need it for air conditioner?
Well, it kills and neutralizes
all the bacteria.
I have a whole list of the things. It's like tuberculosis, staph, MRSA, airborne pathogens. If you have allergies, like this is the move. Indoor air quality is like becoming more and more on people's mind, especially after those fires happened in Canada. That's what really sparked a lot of this, because you could see like orange in the sky.
I thought you were going to say because in corporation, like I worked at CBS News and all the windows were closed and the air conditioner was working, and I was sick every year, twice, 3 times.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
indoor air quality. When I was working at the other establishment, it was during COVID, and it was elderly facility / hospital and like retirement home. I was changing filters every month instead of the recommended 6 months, because we just wanted to make sure that we were doing more to protect them at the time. And you know, setting up COVID wings, I had to install louvers that would shut off the air from the other sides of the building so it didn't get traveling through the air to the other rooms that they were in. And after I did that, they did say they noticed like a significant decrease in the spreading.
Wow.
Yeah.
When somebody starts in HVAC, what can they look for as far as money? What is the potential earning?
I think a lot of people say they're green. Being green is they don't know nothing. Maybe they went to school in BOCES. We would still consider them green. Between 18 and 22, I would say. A lot
to start.
That was the appeal for me when I was in BOCES. But the room for growth, if you apply yourself, is astronomical for this field.
Tell me about it.
Well, I took a $4 an hour pay decrease to come work for A-Team because I knew I was going to show this guy what I could do. And within 3 months, I was making, $4 more an hour then. So I almost increased, $10 an hour in 3 months.
Wow.
But I'm different. I am Carl, 5-star Carl.
You are 5-star Carl in my book.
I applied myself very well, and I was taught a lot of really good things that helped me, plus from my prior experience.
Are those the HVAC jobs are in demand?
Oh, so very much. Yeah, I think we could stand to hire 3 people right now for our job right now. We would love another 2-year tech or another install person right now. We are getting backed up a little bit.
I know technology got into your field too, and everything has Wi-Fi. Do you repair that also as well?
Yeah, I hate that because I don't use Wi-Fi for any of mine in my life. I usually try to recommend that to people to save them a couple $100. Try to figure it out on your own with your phone, because that's all I'm gonna do. And I'm not even lying. I've done that 7 times now, where all I did was look it up on my phone and followed the instructions. And if it comes to it, call their tech support. They have thermostats that play music now, and I just don't understand why. I'm like, if you have money for a thermostat that can play music, I'm pretty sure you got money for a sound system that can just be left away from all of that.
I know. Now, what about AI? Do you use that on your job?
Yeah. There are actually a couple of programs that do have AI that we use, whether it's even just standard Google answers. We also use a Blue On, which is an app that is made for technicians, and it has, like, I'll type in air conditioner coil frozen, and it'll just top 7 reasons why your AC is frozen.
Do you have any kind of funny story about the customer that you've been to?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I've got some good ones. Oh, my man Ray, you know, it's like February. It is cold. He calls, "Hey, Carl, man, you're my man. I got no heat down here. The thing's smoking like a mother." I was on call that night because yeah, I'm on call right now. So
you on call? They have somebody on call every day?
Yeah, it's important to have that. We're a 24-hour service, you know.
I know,
you never know
that's
when
why I
somebody's stuff
use
is
them.
going to break.
I know. And actually, the boss, I just want to say, has a segment with us about plumbing.
Yep.
He started as a plumber, but he's highly knowledgeable about everything.
He's insanely smart, and it's great to have somebody like that as your boss. I've seen so many different companies where it's just like a bro who just thought he could buy an HVAC company and offers nothing.
What's the hardest job you ever did?
The hardest was probably the same one that I was talking.
Is that right?
Yeah, right. I mean, I turned his oil boiler on for a second just to see what was going on. Instantly filled his basement with black, deep smoke.
Were you freaked out?
Absolutely. I was very scared. And I tried for, I think, 3 hours, trying everything. I was like, all right, I got to open this thing completely. And that's when I found that his heat exchanger was leaking water into the chamber.
Is that dangerous?
Very.
Wow.
Yeah, carbon monoxide is a very real danger. That's why we offer carbon monoxide testing for our A-Team Comfort Club members, because of how important it is to catch that. Carbon monoxide is a colorless...
Have you run into a situation where there was...
When I lived at that one place, I got... security. I was like, yeah. They're like, hey, does it smell like carbon monoxide in here? They woke me up from a nap, and I was like rubbing my eyes like, carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas and can only be detected by a carbon monoxide detector. And they're like, oh, then you need to get out. And that's when I realized why they called my room the raccoon room. Well, the raccoon family had died underneath my room.
Because of carbon.
That's my hypothesis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where do you see the HVAC industry going in the next 5 to 10 years?
It seems like it's definitely moving towards more electric driven. They're trying to get away from the fossil fuels. It really seems like digital everything, touchscreen everything, Wi-Fi enabled everything.
So that is just more prone for failure. And
Correct. You're putting control boards in everything. Your thermostat has a control board in it now.
Do you love your job?
I do. It's definitely not without its challenges, bad days, or anything like that. But at the end of the day, I do love it. Seeing the customers happy is definitely a huge bonus.
It's very cool. All right. And on that note, thank you so much for participating and giving me your time. You could have fixed another air conditioner for somebody for a lot.
For like 20 minutes. I think they'll be fine.
Okay. Well, that was very interesting. I learned about HVAC.
And then I'll see you for your fall annual service where we'll... change everything, get your filters changed, clean up your coils.
Okay. All right.
Don't forget.
Probably. Okay. That's a wrap for today. Big thanks to Carl for saving my summer and stopping by to share his HVAC story. If you like the show, please hit the follow button. And until next time, stay warm or cool, depends where you are.